Sports presented by Grand Lake Health. We are here at New Bremen Elementary School to bring you high school boys varsity basketball action for the Riverside Pirates take on the New Bremen Cardinals. Tonight's game is brought to you by American Trim, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, NKTelco, Frost Roofing, Hometown Opportunity, Minster Bank, Fly Gym, Precision Strip, Schwedem Pharmacies, New Knoxville Supply Company, Ferguson Construction, Fowler's TV, Wilson Health, Schwedem Incorporated, Carriage Works, and Kobe Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Our fine sponsors tonight here at the old high school gym for a throwback game between the Riverside Pirates and the New Bremen Cardinals, along with Greg Burning. I'm Dave Kanapke. Great atmosphere. One last game, one boys varsity last game here in the old gym.
Yeah, it's a great environment. As you said, the old gym, you know, old stadiums like this known for a lot of crowd noise, and I think it'll be a big factor here tonight. Everything seems to echo a little bit more. You know, the old acoustics should be a lot of fun. Good time.
Riverside's the guest tonight, having a tough year, 1-7 on the season, 0-3 in the NWCC. They're a team that's coming off. They lost a lot of players to graduation.
Yeah, I think seven seniors. They ended graduating last year. Had a solid team last season. Bremen played them last year. I believe they lost by 9. They return a couple of solid players, though. They got a guard, 5'11" junior, John Zumberger, averaging 17.8 points a game, along with Caden Burke averaging 10. So they got a couple good shooters on their team. Going to definitely have some people they have to keep an eye on. They lost their last outing, which was against Botkins. They lost by a score of 77-46. But as you mentioned, they're going to try to get some points up here tonight. But I think their size, they're not a big team by any stretch. They're going to be looking to drive the lane and shoot some outside shots. Head
coach of the Pirates, Seth Bodenmiller, in his 5th year. The New Bremen Cardinals, 3-2 overall, 1-0 in the MAC. And Greg, they're coming off a big win over Anna last weekend.
Yeah, they've had a nice start to the season, as you mentioned, 3-2 on the year. Anna going to be a very good team this year, big boost to the program. They played a good game against Fort Laramie a week or so before that as well, with a double overtime. So a solid start for New Bremen. They got a good nucleus of around some guards with Trevor Bergman, Reese Bussey, Patrick Wells, Logan Suchland, Nolan Bornhorst. You know, nobody really going crazy as far as points, but they got a nice foundation with a lot of different people that can score. Hopefully have a chance to put that on display here tonight in the old gym.
Throwback game here, New Bremen and Riverside. We'll be back with a national anthem when we return here on NKTelco Sports.
At Grand Lake Health, we offer urgent care services within Joint Township District Memorial Hospital. Upon arrival, each patient is greeted and healthcare professionals assess the level of care required. Urgent care services extend your access to quality health care, complete for non-life-threatening problems. Our state-of-the-art facility and host of diagnostic and treatment options allow you to receive the treatment you deserve in a timely and courteous way. Grand Lake Health Systems, the highest quality health care for you and your family.
American Trim's story started in 1951, and our long family legacy continues today. We are a third-generation family-owned business with locations in Sydney and Walpaugh, and we're hiring for manufacturing positions on first, second, and third shifts. Part-time and full-time positions are available for entry-level and skilled individuals. Please apply at www.amtrim.com or in person. American Trim is a proud sponsor of high school sports and our communities. Come be part of our story.
Welcome back here to the throwback game here at the old Gymnasium in New Bremen, Riverside in New Bremen. This is the first boys varsity game since February 26, 1999, when Minster beat their rivals. New Bremen beat their rival Minster 74-64 back in 1999. First game was back in December of '68, where New Bremen beat Botkins 62-54. So a nice crowd here in this neat atmosphere for a throwback game. New Bremen 3-2 on the season. Riverside 1-7. Glad you're joining us here live on NKTelco Sports.
Welcome to the floor, members of the New Bremen.
The announcer tonight, Scott Fry, as usual. Good crowd. The JV game was actually the New Bremen JV.
And join in singing our national anthem.
So we have the national anthem. School choir with the rendition of the national anthem, kicking off this activities here at the Throwback game. So getting ready for the starting lineups between these two teams. Again, New Bremen 3-2 on this season. Riverside 1-7. We'll start with the Riverside Pirates.
5'11" junior guard, wearing number 1.
Starting off, number 1, John Zumber, a 5'11" senior. Their leading scorer at 18 points a game.
Number 4, Cale Long.
Number 4, Cale Long, a 6-foot junior.
Sophomore guard. Number 23, Brody Rhodes.
23, Brody Rhodes, sophomore guard.
Junior forward, number 24, Caden Burke.
Number 24, 6'2" junior Caden Burke, averages 10 points a game.
Number 33, Wade Offlick.
And 6'4" senior Wave Offlick rounds out the starting lineup for the Riverside Pirates, and head coach Seth Bodemiller. Now we're getting ready for the New Bremen Cardinals. Head coach Corey Stevens. Starting off number 10, Reese Bussey, 6'4" senior. Number 21, 6'3" senior Patrick Wells. Number 24, Logan Suchland, 6'4" senior. Number 34, leading scorer Nolan Bornhorst, 12 points a game. And rounding out the lineup, 6'3" junior, the center, number 50, Dan Homan. Greg, before we get started, let's talk about our keys to the game. Brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. We'll start with the Riverside Pirates.
Thanks, Dave. So first for the Riverside Pirates, contain and find the shooters. They want to make sure Bremen doesn't get any easy buckets, cut down the penetration, and keep them to tough outside shots. Rebounding going to be a key for both of these teams. Not a lot of size. Either way, Bremen probably has a little bit of an edge by position, and then for Riverside offensive efficiency, they want to make sure they can continue to score as this game goes on. They've struggled to keep points on the board throughout the game. And the keys for the New Bremen Cardinals, again, I mentioned the rebounding. It's a big piece for both these teams because neither of them have a true center, a true big man in the middle. As you see our game ball being brought out there.
Edith Wissman, she's the great-grandmother of freshman player Aaron Peppelman.
Great piece right there for New Bremen. And also last two keys, limit the turnovers, and for New Bremen wanting to get a fast start in their old gym.
Those are your keys to the game as Edith Wissman again brings out the game ball. Really cool. There's 4 generations there between her and his great-grandson, Aaron Peppelman. So no nostalgia there as we will tip it off here. The JV game, or the New Bremen JV beat the freshmen in our first game tonight, 47-31. Riverside unable to field a JV game here tonight. So we are getting ready to tip it off will be Wade Offlick for Riverside. Logan Suchlin for New Bremen. Sit back and enjoy throwback game here at New Bremen High School. Bornhorst with the ball, Bussey on the wing. Suchlin as they work it around the perimeter. Man-to-man defense being played by the Pirates. Bornhorst drives baseline, kicks it out to Holman. Holman through the lane, tries to pass it underneath, stolen away by the Pirates.
Yeah, Holman got caught in the air there with the ball. Good defense by Riverside. First turnover of the ball game goes against the New Bremen Cardinals.
Zumberger with the basketball. Gives it up on the wing to Offlick. Zumberger's their leading scorer, almost 18 points a game. He has the ball back, number 1 at 5'11" junior. Man-to-man defense by New Bremen. Underneath, able to hold on to it. Zumberger thought about it. Has to kick out. Rhodes with the basketball. Now to Offlick. Offlick, the only senior on this team. Graduated 7 from last year. Shot off the mark there by Offlick. Rebound by Bremen. Bornhorst across the timeline. Bussey gives it up to Suchlin. A 3 by Wells. Off the mark. Rebound to Riverside.
An interesting matchup here at the other end. Talked about number 1 for Zumberger for Riverside being the leading scorer. You'll see it come out top here. He's being guarded by Reese Bussey. Gives up like 6 inches. Zumberger's listed at 5'11", Bussey at 6'4". So quite a difference of size there. I think, like you mentioned earlier, Zumberger hesitated to shoot his shot a little bit. I think that was kind of the reason. Reese Bussey was sitting back there in the wing. So that'll be an interesting matchup as the evening rolls on, because it looks like Zumberger is also guarding him on the defensive side. So a big advantage there height-wise for New Bremen.
Still looking for the first points here in this ball game. Suchlin over to Bornhorst. He drives baseline, stolen away. Rhodes with the basketball, looking for a teammate. Gives it up to Offlick. Almost 2 minutes into this game. No scoring, and there's a steal by Holman. Up ahead to Bornhorst, 2-on-1. Bornhorst will take it himself off the glass and in. Nolan Bornhorst.
Nice little sidestep there by Bornhorst. Gets the Cardinals on the board. And a little sloppy here both ways. Both teams turning the ball over quite a bit here in the early on.
Offlick on the wing. Gives it to Rhodes. There's Zumberger. There's the matchup with Bussey. Man-to-man defense. This is pretty solid defense being played by the Cardinals. That's been a pretty good strength the last few years.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job right now just making Riverside really start outside. That's the first time they've gotten down in the lane. Tough shot there off the glass, no good by Caden Burke. But Bremen doing a nice job of really pushing them out, making them start their offense outside the three-point line.
Patrick Wells, 3 by Bornhorst for the tray. Nolan Bornhorst.
Good start. Nolan Bornhorst has all 5 points for New Bremen.
5-0 on our First National Bank scoreboard. First National Bank, think first. On the retro scoreboard, if you will, the old style 5-0. Here at the old high school gym. Pretty nice crowd. They had to sell tickets here, make sure everybody could get in. Shot underneath, off the mark there by Long. Rebound by Riverside. Will be a foul on the Cardinals.
Foul's going to be on Nolan Bornhorst, his first, team's first.
It's Caden Burke on the line. He averages 10 points a game. Hits the first. Ryan Paul, 6'4" senior, into the game for the Cardinals. Burke, the second leading scorer on the team, behind Zumberger as he hits the pair. 5-2. Bornhorst will now walk it up across the timeline. Suchlin thought about a 3. Now he will take the 3 and drain it.
I was just going to say, it looked like Riverside is conceding that 3 pretty willingly on defense. And Suchlin just left alone there, able to knock down the open jumper.
Cardinals averaging almost 7 threes a game, so that's been a strength of their team this year. Zumberger against Bussey. Zumberger to the hole, spins it off the glass and in.
Yeah, nifty little shake there by Zumberger. I was just going to say, he hadn't really looked to go to the bucket or nothing up till that possession. For a guy averaging 18 a game, you'd think he'd take quite a few shots. Makes a nice drive there to cut the lead in half.
Wells with a nifty move, baseline.
Well, offensively, Dave, it seems like New Bremen's getting whatever they want. Like, they can throw it inside, they'll be able to kick it out. They've got a nice drive there. Riverside hasn't given a lot of resilience so far defensively.
3 ball off the mark by Offlick. Bornhorst trying to push the tempo. He's double teamed, gives it up to Wells. Suchlin's open in the corner, not able to get it to him. Bussey with the basket.
Right on cue, right? We just talked about they can really pick what they want right now. Riverside is really backed up defensively, and New Bremen feels like they should be up more than 8, to be real honest, but they've gotten a nice start here with a 12-4 lead in the first quarter.
Stolen away by Suchlin. Logan will drive to the hoop, too strong on the bank. Rebound by Bornhorst to sticks it in. Timeout by Riverside. Coach Bodenmiller will regroup, full timeout. We're watching Throwback High School basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Hello, New Bremen. I'm Matt Everidge with NKTelco, and we're here for you for your cable, telephone, and internet services.
Hey, Minster. This is Nate Henry with NKTelco, and we're here for you for your existing cable TV, internet, and phone service.
Hey, New Knoxville. I am Wesley Meyer at NKTelco. We are here for you and your customer service needs.
Hey, Maria Stein. I'm Ken with NKTelco, and we are here for you with hometown pride.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Welcome back to Grand Lakes Health presentation of NKTelco Sports. It's been all Bremen up by 10.
Yeah, we talked about the keys to the game, and Coach Lodenmiller said they had to contain and find shooters, keep them out of the paint, limit their shots. They haven't been able to do that here early on. New Bremen, as I mentioned before the break, really getting anything they want, and that's the reason they have this 10-point lead here as we close down the latter part of the first quarter.
Offlick with the basketball. Whitaker just checked into the lineup. Almost stolen. Back to Riverside. There will be a 3 ball. Too strong. Rebounded by Bornhorst. Bornhorst will push it ahead. Layup off the mark there by Bergman. And it will give it to Riverside. Suchlin back in the ball game.
Yeah, right now,
as well.
Sorry, Dave, in that last play, we saw number 2, Griffin Rechterman, get tangled up a little bit. Seemed to get up and walk off on his own, so hopefully he's okay for New Bremen.
This is actually the second of the throwback games. Tomorrow afternoon, the girls, New Bremen girls, will play Lehman. We will have that game on NKTelco Sports as well. Zumberger will inbound it. Down 14-4, 1.5 to go here. Cutting in a nice block by Homan.
Yeah, well, Homan doesn't have in length, or size, I should say. He makes up for it in length and leaping ability. He made a great block there off the out-of-bounds play.
In and out on the tray by Bornhorst. Long rebound to the Pirates. Rhodes with the basketball. Dribbling through traffic. Wide open, it's Whitaker for the tray. Walter Whitaker, a freshman. Cuts the lead in half, 14-7. Ball is lost out of bounds there by Berkey. Turnover, give it to the Pirates.
That's probably more turnovers than Corey Stevens would like to see for the whole first half, as New Bremen's adding them up here in the early going. That's 5 turnovers now for them, just 2 for Riverside.
Zumberger through the lane, rolls it in for the basket.
He's definitely got a little shake as he goes through the lane, does Zumberger. Very quick off of his feet and able to get his 4th point here early on.
Bornhorst open underneath, finds some room, and Bornhorst now with 9 points.
Yeah, he's really doing a nice job in the paint for a guard. He's listed as a guard. He plays a guard position, but Nolan, a solid player, goes inside and really does a nice job, able to finish there underneath.
Long with the basketball. Hofflick tried to shoot a 3. Underneath backdoor to Zumberger, who throws up a shot. Rebound Bornhorst. Under 10 seconds to go in this first quarter. Kick it into the corner. Homan shot off the mark. Riverside won't get off a shot. We played 1 quarter of basketball here at the old New Bremen High School gym. With the score on the First National Bank scoreboard, Cardinals 16, Pirates 9. We'll be right back with the second quarter.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
1 quarter in the books in this Grand Lake Health presentation of NKTelco Sports. The Cardinals up by 7.
Yeah, we talked about how efficient New Bremen was there inside and really working the ball and getting any offense they wanted. Turned the ball over a couple times there towards the end of the quarter. Had a 7-point lead. Give Riverside some credit. They made a couple buckets down the stretch to close the gap. And it was led by this guy right there, Zumberger. Another nice drive into the lane.
Zumberger now with 6. Lead down to 5. At one time it was a 10-point lead, 14-4.
Yeah, and that's been the difference right there. Bremen lucky they didn't turn the ball over there again. Getting a little careless with their passing. Whereas before they were spacing the floor, I felt like a little bit better, getting the ball where they wanted to. Riverside has brought their defense out a little stronger, and New Bremen needs to match that offensively.
Foul was on Cale Long for Riverside. Just 1 foul apiece on both these teams. Trevor Bergman, sophomore, with the basketball. Nice pass underneath for the Holman.
Excellent feed there, as you mentioned, by Bergman. Little no-look pass inside gets Dan Holman his first bucket of the ball game.
Into the corner, 3 ball is off the mark there by Long. Bergman with the basketball to the hoop this time, draws contact. And I believe Bergman will shoot 2.
Fouls on number 1, John Zumberger, his first foul.
Bergman will shoot 2. I'd like to welcome all the people watching this live. We heard somebody been watching it at Hog Wild Barbecue. Also, there's a group of people at the Bremen American Legion. Glad you're joining us here live on NKTelco Sports. His first one went in for Bergman, and he hits a pair. 20-11 on our First National Bank scoreboard. Zumberger will walk it across. He has come alive after a little bit of a slow start. Winokur with the basketball. That's tipped away by Holman. That'll be actually off of Riverside and be New Bremen basketball. Also at halftime, I want to mention we have some footage of the last game back from 1999. We covered that on NKTelco Sports. We'll show some of that footage. Also, we'll give some of the facts about this gymnasium that has had games at the varsity level from 1968 to 1999. We'll go through some of those that AD Gary Jones provided us. So if you stick around at halftime, we'll do that right after we give our stats. We'll stay live through halftime as Bergman is tied up on his drive, and the alternate possession will keep it with the Cardinals.
Substitution will make Nolan Bornhorst. You see the replay there by Bergman driving in the lane, and good recovery defensively there by Zumberger to tie it up.
Underneath to Wells, and he's tied up with a block. So possession this time will give it to Riverside.
That's back-to-back defensive stops by Zumberger, probably the smallest guy on the court, using his speed to get to the ball before it got up too high to get to.
Riverside was 7-15 last year. As we mentioned, they graduated 7 seniors, and of those 7 seniors, there were 5 starters among those. Only Wade Affleck and Zumberger, the only letter winners, and Zumberger with a spin move and another basket.
But if I'm New Bremen, you feel like you need to back off. Maybe I haven't seen him shoot, but he hasn't really shown that he can take the outside jumper yet, and maybe that's a part of his arsenal. Probably is, as Bornhorst answers, but Zumberger's done a nice job of driving to the paint, so I feel like I'd back off of him a little bit and make him show he can shoot over the top.
Zumberger with 8 of the 13 points for Riverside. Bornhorst now with 11 of the 22.
Perfect example there. Bussy really bodied him up, kept him in front of him. I mean, because pretty much every bucket he has scored has been right at the basket.
And some of those drives he had when Bussy wasn't guarding him or he was out of the ball game.
Good point.
He recognized the matchup difference.
Well, you can see him holding his hips there right now. It's not because he's not been running around quite a bit, because he has been. I was just going to say maybe Bremen should go to a zone, and right on cue they did, because again, make them show they can shoot those outside shots. A better way to do it than a zone.
And we'll see, and he does.
Maybe that's a terrible idea, because that was a beautiful stroke.
Well, you suggested it. I think the coaching staff heard you. So, but the Zumberger drains the 3. Wells tries to answer, and that's off the mark.
That's why I'm sitting up here making those suggestions. Is a lot easier.
As quickly New Bremen switches back to the man. They saw 1-3 that Zumberger drains. There's another 3 attempt off the mark by Affleck. Bussy with the basketball loses the handle, and a quick timeout, 30-second timeout by the Pirates. That'll give an opportunity to remind you that Grand Lakes Health presentation of NKTelco Sports is being brought to you by American Trim, Frost Roofing, Hometown Opportunity, Minster Bank, Plygem, Precision Strip, Schruderman Pharmacy, New Knoxville Supply, Fowler's TV, Cy Schruderman Incorporated, Wilson Health, Carriage Works, Kogi Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Ferguson Construction, Keys to the Game sponsor, Keyhole Pizza. Our replays are brought to you by Winners Meats. On our First National Bank scoreboard, New Bremen leads by 6. I want to mention at one of the last breaks, they recognized Larry Dickey, who's been keeping the scorebook for the last 35 years here at New Bremen. So
yeah, great job, Larry Dickey. We got an interesting game unfolding here. You see the guy with the ball, Zumberger, he has 11. Nolan Bornhorst also has 11. To go with that, New Bremen only has a 6-point edge because they've turned the ball over 8 times now. So New Bremen need to limit their turnovers and slow down Zumberger.
Zumberger being guarded by Bussy as he's really moving without the ball a lot, almost a steal. And they get it to Zumberger. Bussy 6'4", a very athletic 6'4". Zumberger step back, gets him in the air, tries to pass underneath, but behind his teammate.
Yeah, good job there by Reese Bussy to really contain and not give up an open look, which forced a tough pass from Zumberger. A great shot there of Larry Dickey, or for a second there, you had a good shot up. He was tough to get some of those camera angles in the old gym here. Let's see if we can get him later, but great job by Larry. Always a presence here in the New Bremen community, and we thank him for those great 35 years.
All underneath, and a foul against number 24, Caden Burke of Riverside. Last dead ball, number 2, Griffin Reckerman checked in. There you see Mr. Larry Dickey. Right to the right of the gentleman in the blue sweatshirt. Larry also keeps it on a lot of different levels, and there's a pass. Reckerman didn't see it. Zumber for the basket.
And that is not the guy you want to see sprinting down the floor for Riverside if you're New Bremen. Easy 2 points there by Zumberger.
Coach Stevens will call a timeout, a full timeout. You're watching high school basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Plygem Residential Solutions is part of Cornerstone Building Brands, North America's largest manufacturer of exterior building products, and the success of our company is directly related to the contributions of our employees. We are currently looking for machine operators, maintenance technicians, forklift operators, and more to join our growing team at our facility in Sydney, Ohio. Plygem offers competitive pay, a full benefits package, as well as opportunities for bonus pay and long-term advancement. Become a part of our strong foundation.
Quick timeout by Coach Corey Stevens, trying to right the ship as Riverside has closed it within 4 points.
Yeah, New Bremen really struggling to get back into their offense, and they turned the ball over against 9 turnovers here with just over 3.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Drive to the basket by Bornhorst, and Nolan Bornhorst now up to 13.
We talked about that a little bit earlier in the first quarter. Bremen was doing a good job getting Nolan the ball in the paint. They go back to it there to get him a drive down the lane for the easy 2.
Off look with the basketball against Suchlin. Back to Zumberger. Spin move. Good job by Bussey to get him in the air. Gives it up, but gets it back. Now has to pick up his dribble. Again, he averages 18 points a game. Also, Burke averages 10. Those are their main 2 scores. And Burke will shoot short. Rebound Wells. Bussey wide open. Now draws some attention. Kicks it back to Wells as he barely gets across the timeline.
Yeah, lucky they didn't turn the ball over there. Again, is Cardinal leaving his feet without having a good place to go with the ball.
Around the perimeter, Bussey drives baseline. Short on the layup. Contact, no foul. Zumberger back with the basketball, now through the lane, a runner. Too strong. Rebound ahead to Homan. Coming up on 2 minutes to go before halftime. Again, we'll talk about some old history of this gym and also have some video of the last game back in '99 and a basket there by Patrick Wells. He'll go for the old-fashioned 3-point play.
You see Patrick drive down the baseline there, put up a good ball fake and finish. As number 44, Ryan Paul, checks back in the ball game for New Bremen.
This is only appropriate that it's a chance for the old-fashioned 3-point play. Though back in '99, there was the 3-point shot. That came in about, I think, '89, if I remember right. As Wells completes the 3-point play. 27-18 on our First National Bank scoreboard. And that pass off the mark will turn it over to the Cardinals.
Yeah, good chance for New Bremen here to extend that lead again. They were up, I mentioned before, up by 10. And Riverside fought back, cut it down to, I believe, 5 or 6 at one point. So a chance here for New Bremen to get it back into double digits.
Bremen 3-2 on the season, wins over Salina, New Knoxville, and then Anna last Saturday night, a big win, and then losses to a very good St. Mary's team, and into a couple Saturdays ago in double overtime to Fort Laramie. Bussey's drive off the mark. Rebound to Riverside. Zumberger will go up and under. It's blocked by Bussey.
There's that length coming into play for Bussey. He bought the first pump fake, but athletic enough to get back to the ball.
Suchlin tries the 3. Over the back there is Ryan Paul. Just the 3rd team foul on on the Cardinals. Only 4 on Riverside.
First team foul against Paul. It's been a pretty clean game here in the first half. Just over a minute 10 remaining.
Zumberger will walk it across. Bremen's played man except for one possession when Zumberger drained a 3. There's a 3 attempt off the mark. Burke will come up with a rebound, and Caden Burke will shoot 2.
See a good job there by Burke at position on the deep 3-pointer.
Riverside, a member of the NWCC, the Northwest Central Conference, the same conference that Lehman is in. As Burke misses the first attempt. Right now he's looking to be he's the only Pirate to score this quarter besides Zumberger. So it splits a pair. Under a minute to go in the first half. And as Bornhorst loses it, Rhodes with the basketball. Into the corner, Zumberger with a tray. Zumberger again now up to 16 points.
Yeah, big first half. He has all their points except for 6. 3 of those from Birch.
3-pointer Bornhorst.
Big answer by Nolan Bornhorst as he's trying to match Zumberger point for point. They both have 16.
Coming up on 12 seconds. Oh, we'll probably stay in Zumberger's hands. Against Bussey, step back, that's a long 2, in and out. Tipped around, Bussey will do the layup at the buzzer. So nice finish to the Cardinals. They're the end of the half. Our score on our First National Bank scoreboard, New Bremen 32, Riverside 22. We'll come back with the first half stats. Also have some video from the last game back in '99 when we return here on NKTelco Sports.
We use hometown opportunity to make sure that when we have a position open within the facility, it gets put on the website.
We've really been excited to see how that has grown so much over the last several years.
If anyone is looking for a job, it's the best place to go.
We really want to do whatever we can to get folks that are from this community back to this area.
I would recommend any manufacturing company that they take a look at it. It's a very good benefit for companies at no cost.
My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Schwiedemann Pharmacies began serving the people of Auglaize County in 1916 when Urban Schwiedemann purchased the building and business from J.H. Hoffman. The New Bremen location is one of the longest-running pharmacies in the country, with over 110 years of serving its patrons. Since then, 4 more stores have been added: Coldwater, St. Mary's, Minster, and Wapakoneta to round out the group. Our services include prescription refills, home medical equipment, nursing home services, customized compounded medication, vaccinations, and so much more.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Especially in the 1970s,
Welcome back to Grand Lakes Health's presentation of NKTelco Sports. We're in the old New Bremen gym for the throwback game between New Bremen and Riverside. The Cardinals lead the Pirates by 10 at halftime on our First National Bank scoreboard. The first half numbers, Mr. Greg Burney.
Thanks, Dave. We did a good shot there of our stat board there. 8 for 21 for Riverside in the first half. Bremen not far behind, 13 of 23. Pretty even game for the most part. Obviously, New Bremen turned the ball over a lot more. Got a few more shots up. Did a nice job at the free throw line, rebounding pretty even. Scoring individually goes like this. First for the visitors, John Zimberger has 16 for Riverside, followed by Walker Whitaker with a 3, and Caden Burke also with 3. On the other side for the New Bremen Cardinals, they are led by Nolan Bornhorst, also with 16. Patrick Wells has 5, Reese Bussey 4, Logan Suchland 3, Trevor Bergman 2, and Dan Homan also 2. So pretty good first half. Both teams, it was pretty well played other than the turnovers. Cut down there a little bit at the end. New Bremen had quite a little area there about halfway through the second quarter. They just careless mistakes and just, I think, getting a little ahead of the offense, and give Riverside some credit. They extended their defense and caused a little more havoc in the passing lane.
And a couple guys having some big games. Zumberger for Riverside and Bornhorst both with 16 apiece.
For sure. Yeah, they both shooting the ball very well. And similar games, but different at the same time. They've both shown they can shoot the 3. As Zimberger called me out on that one. As I mentioned, shooting from the outside, he buried a 3. Bornhorst showing he can do that as well, but Nolan has a little more strength on the inside, going in with the bigs and powering up and getting some nice inside plays, and Zimberger getting his with speed. You know, quick to the lane and getting those at the bucket as well, but both great first half.
We're at halftime here at the Throwback game, and speaking of Throwback, when we come back after commercial, we're going to show you some video back from that last game back in February 26, 1999. We had that game on NKTelco Sports. We'll show you some old video. We'll also give you some facts about the gymnasium when we return here on NKTelco Sports.
At Joint Township District Memorial Hospital, your comfort and care is our #1 priority. Our surgical nerve blocks are a great way to reduce pain and can be used for arm, shoulder, hip, knee, ankle, and foot surgeries. The nerve blocks decrease the stress of surgery on your body, requires less anesthesia and pain medications, and in many cases can offer relief for several days. Visit grandlakehealth.org for details on all of our services.
Take your game day party to the next level with a new TV and Sonos sound system from Fowler's TV in St. Mary's. A Sonos sound system takes all the action into every room of your home and outdoors. Break your home into zones and control the content and level right from your phone or tablet, enabling you to enjoy the game or not with the touch of a finger. Add a security camera system connected to your TV from Fowler's, and never leave another friend stuck outside in the cold. Fowler's TV, taking game day to the next level.
Welcome back to Grand Lake Health's presentation of NKTelco Sports. That is not live. That is back in February 26, 1999, the last boys varsity game being played here at the gym at New Bremen. It's Minster New Bremen in that game.
Look at the crowd in the background. Sorry, Dave, you can see the capacity. Everybody standing, just packed in here.
Yeah, we had it on NKTelco Sports. Tom Sharp was the play-by-play. I was actually the color guy. Dan Ross was the producer. I think we used VCRs way back then. The seniors on New Bremen that year, Kurt Goodwin, Neil Schwartz, Joey Ritter, Brian Campbell, Chad Homan, and Jeff Quellhorst. 6 seniors, had a good season, 13-7 regular season. As I said, they won their last regular season game 74-64 over Minster. Overall, they were 14-8 that year. And Greg has some information about this gym through the years.
First, we might have to back up and explain to half the audience what a VCR. I'm kidding. Yeah, we got some good stats here. As you see some of the footage, the capacity for this gym was increased in 1968 to seat 1,500 people. As Dave mentioned, the last game was against, the first boys game we played in this gym was in 1968, November 9th against Bockens. New Bremen won that game 62-54. Dave mentioned the game you're watching now was against Minster. The first girls game that was played in this gym was in 1969. The girls were actually a part of a different league called the Girls Amateur Athletic League. Don't have an exact score of that game. They did also play in that same year, January 3rd, 1975, against Marion Local. New Bremen won that game 41-22.
That's the girls, you're saying?
Girls,
yeah,
yes,
that was
I'm
before,
sorry.
It wasn't actually an official high school sport still around that time, yeah.
So last girls game was played in here on February 13th against Spencerville. New Bremen won that game 62-28. There was 2 glass backboards. Early in the 1980s, the gym had 2 glass backboards on the main court and 4 permanent wood backboard on the side. The current press box that we are sitting in right now was not built, the Crow's Nest was not built until the early 80s. The east side of the gym, actually, which is the opposite side of us, I believe, used to have windows in the early 80s as well, according to our information here. The gym was obviously known, as we talked about before, how loud these gyms can get. The best overall record, as per my stats here, was in 1976 and 77. The boys team finished 21-3, and the girls team from 1978 and 79, and also the 81-82 season, both finished 17-3. League championship teams included the 76 and 77 boys teams, I think, that also won the Midwest Athletic Conference, and at that time the Auglaize and Mercer County title. That was in 97 and 98. Regional qualifying teams included the 71 and 72 boys, and the 76 and 77 boys, and the 1979 and 1980 team. We also have some quick facts here about some of the just quick fan things that we were given. One of the coaches back in the day, it doesn't say who, is an opposing team, used a permanent marker on part of the floor to draw up plays at the end of the game. So I'm sure
you can still see that play now.
I'm sure that wasn't a highlight for a lot of these, but mentioning also that some college coaches were here a couple times. One being Coach Daryl Hedrick, who was from Miami of Ohio, who was watching the game that New Bremen beat the defending state champion San Jose Redskins on opening night in 1979.
I was at that game, actually, way back then as well.
So a little bit of history there from the old New Bremen gym. That's hard to say, the old New Bremen.
Yeah, and we'd like to thank Gary Jones for passing on that information. He coached. He was a varsity boys head coach in the mid-90s, I believe, and I think he was telling me Tim Niekamp was the coach when this last game in 99. Bert Pfizer was a longtime coach, very successful coach in the 70s, I think into the 80s as well. So a lot of good history there. So thanks again, Gary Jones, for passing that on as we start here in the second half. Patrick Wells with the turnaround bucket.
Good start there for New Bremen. Wells now with 7 points.
And again, this is the last boys game here, but tomorrow afternoon the girls will have a varsity contest. And there's a trade there by Wade Offlick. Senior hits the tray. Holman, that's tipped away. Burke comes up with a steal.
Yeah, and the turnovers start here early on again for New Bremen. We mentioned it at halftime. 10 turnovers in the first half, something that they're going to need to control here. Riverside's going to keep hanging around as they're now trailing by 9.
Burke kicks it out. Offlook tries. Go now Burke. In the corner back to Offlick. Zumberger, I think it's his first touch of the half. Long on the 3. It hits the top of the old backboard. And it will be New Bremen basketball. Of course, this gym hasn't exactly sat idle through the years. It's been the junior high and freshman gym.
Yeah, the floor was redone. I don't know how many years ago that was, but it was just a few years back. Looks nice. Got a nice new finish to it.
And as the new gym, or the new school will be completed by next fall, this won't be used anymore. So it's neat they're having one last varsity girls and boys game as Logan Suchland with the trifecta.
Nice ball movement there by New Bremen. Suchland able to knock down the open jumper, gets his 6th point of the game.
Zumberger kicks it out into the corner. Offlick. Again, they will bounce up high. Maybe these rims are a little stronger back in the 90s.
They just came in and adjusted them for the game tonight, right? Get them ready.
Yeah. Again, they didn't have to paint the stripe. The three-point line was there. Not as far back as some people would see, over 20 years ago, and that's inbound pass to Bornhorst for the basket.
It's a couple real nice possessions by New Bremen. Good ball reversal there. And again, Nolan Bornhorst with the presence in the paint. That's his 18th point here for the ball game.
That's his season high. His season high previously was 3 times he scored 15 points in a game, most recently against Anna in that win last Saturday night. Rhodes with the basketball on the wing. Bornhorst trying to come up with a steal. Rhodes battling in for him, and it will end up a jump ball.
Yeah, great effort there by Nolan Bornhorst to get on the floor and get his hand wrapped around that ball. It'll stay with Riverside.
Riverside 1-7. Bremen 3-2. I'd say Riverside not playing as a 1-7 team. They showed a lot of good things tonight.
Yeah, they definitely done a nice job running their offense. They started out slow, like they seemed like they weren't really energized at the beginning of the ball game, but after scoring a couple buckets and getting themselves back in the ball game a little bit, they've definitely shown some extra energy.
Burke rebounded his own miss and could not follow, and he also draws the foul.
That's his second foul for Burke.
Riverside is coached by Seth Bodenmiller. He's in his 5th year. He's a Jackson Center native.
There's a good shot of Coach Bodenmiller.
In the game, Ryan Paul underneath, number 44. Bornhorst, he runs the point usually when he's in. Otherwise, Bergman at times. Most of the offense goes through Bornhorst, and why not? And now a kick out 3 to Suchland. Suchland now with 9.
Boy, if you can get that kind of opening, great drive in the gap by Bornhorst, and Suchland had all day to think about taking that shot. Sometimes those are the hardest ones you got to think on, but able to step right into that one and knock down another 3, his 9th point now in the ball game.
Ball is knocked out of bounds. It will stay with the Cardinals.
And there's a good shot of the New Bremen first-year coach Corey Stevens.
Coached the last 2 years on JV, and right now a nice start, 3-2. Could have easily been 4-1 with that double overtime loss to Fort Laramie. And that was really a 3-fest, a whole bunch of threes, and 20 between the 2 teams in that game. Zumberger tried to go amongst the trees. Rebound is actually kicked out of bounds by the Cardinals. It will be Riverside ball. Again, the first game was back in November 9th, 1968. November 9th. It was like, we were like, why so early? It's like, well, you gotta remember, New Bremen didn't have football then. And actually the non-football schools would play more games than the football schools that played basketball. So they could start earlier. I think back then the football schools played 18 and the non-football schools played 20, what I'm told. Rhodes tries to drive. Shot off the mark. I think football came to New Bremen High School, I think in the mid-70s sometime.
And now, if I'm not mistaken, they play 22 games.
Yeah.
They added 2 more games a couple of years ago to all the schedule, so a shorter season, but yet they play more games.
Yeah, and a team like Anna just started playing last week. New Bremen even started a week late because of it. Yeah, it's tough to get all the games in, but that was one. And when New Bremen started football, St. Henry had started football a little bit, and that formed the MAC because there was enough to have a 18 football league, and that's how the MAC started, and the rest is history. And I think it's been pretty successful, I believe, Greg.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, that's won a few games. Drive, Bornhorst reverse. Can't get it to fall, knocked out of bounds. It'll be Riverside ball. The original members back in the MAC back then, you have, of course, Coldwater member. You see the old logo there. And I think, it's been updated there. But 2 of the original members were Anzonia and Bradford. And they left shortly after, and then Delphos St. John was added, and then after that Versailles and so on. Steal into the hoop. There's Zachary Berkey.
A nice overplay there by Berkey, gets the steal, and then able to convert at the other end.
Zumberger with another tray.
He has 19 now on the ball game. Definitely got to keep your eye on Zimberger. He definitely looks to score.
Strong move by Wells, just a little short. Still a 16-point lead, 44-28. As Zimberger with another tray.
Right on cue, knocks down another one. He is red hot. Now has 22 on the ball game.
Well, he's a nice player. He came off the bench last year, and it's definitely his team this year. Bergman will drive, loses it, out of bounds. It'll go to Riverside. Caden Burke in the game, also Jaden Burchett into the game for Riverside. This is the first boys basketball game, varsity game, since February 26, '99. New Bremen beat Minster that night 74-64. Trying to make it 2 in a row, so to speak. Underneath, wide open is Long. He kicks it out. Stolen away there by Berkey.
A good read by Berkey. He'll anticipate that play coming through.
Bornhorst to the hole, and he'll shoot 2.
He's going to draw that foul on number 4, Cale Long. I'm sorry, they're going to call that on Zimberger.
Bornhorst coming into this game averaging 12.2 on the season. 4-year starter for the Cardinals. He's been second team MAC for the last 3 years. If I'm a betting man, I think he breaks through and gets first team this year. His senior year.
His 19th point.
Makes a pair. So he'll get a break. Reese Bussey back into the game. 46-31. It was a 7-point lead after the first quarter. It was a 10-point lead at halftime. Pull-up shot by Offlick and in. Wade Offlick with the basket.
Yeah, Offlick's made a couple of tough shots here in the ballgame. Hit a 3 earlier in the third quarter. That's his 5th point now.
Bergman run the point. Bornhorst out. Bussey to the hoop. Up and under, does not fall.
A nice drive there by Bussey, just not enough on it to finish in the lane.
It'll be a bump. The foul will be there on Berkey.
First foul against Berkey.
First team foul. You know, it's unusual to see the old scoreboards too. Usually all the scoreboards now have all the individual scoring, and not so much here anymore.
Making us do our work tonight, Dave.
Yeah. Darn. Offlick will try another 3, in and out. Rebound by Wells. Up ahead to Bussey for the basket. Great outlet pass by Wells.
I was just going to say, nice execution of the break. Gives Bussey now 6 points on the ball game as we wind down the last 25 seconds here of the third quarter.
48-33 on our First National Bank scoreboard. Greg and I will also pick a player of the game at the end of this, sponsored by NKTelco. Looks like Riverside, even though they're down by 15, will go for the last shot. Pick and roll to Burke. Paul almost comes up with a steal off the mark. Bussey will heave a long one, and that will end 3 quarters of play. Your score on the First National Bank scoreboard: New Bremen 48, Riverside 33. We'll be back with quarter number 4 here on NKTelco Sports.
At Grand Lake Health, we offer urgent care services within Joint Township District Memorial Hospital. Upon arrival, each patient is greeted and healthcare professionals assess the level of care required. Urgent care services extend your access to quality health care, complete for non-life-threatening problems. Our state-of-the-art facility and host of diagnostic and treatment options allow you to receive the treatment you deserve in a timely and courteous way. Grand Lake Health Systems, the highest quality health care for you and your family.
American Trim's story started in 1951, and our long family legacy continues today. We are a third-generation family-owned business with locations in Sydney and Walpaugh, and we're hiring for manufacturing positions on first, second, and third shifts. Part-time and full-time positions are available for entry-level and skilled individuals. Please apply at www.amtrim.com or in person. American Trim is a proud sponsor of high school sports and our communities. Come be part of our story.
Welcome back to Grand Lakes Health's presentation of NKTelco Sports in this throwback basketball game. New Bremen's taking control here, going in the fourth quarter up by 15.
Yeah, did a much better job of the turnovers later in that quarter. They had three pretty quick to start out, or should I say two pretty quick to start out that third quarter. Didn't have any after that, and showed offensively. They got a couple nice jumpers from the outside from Suchland. Got some good penetration in the lane. And really just didn't have that kind of a possession, as they just get a little place where they get a little sloppy and in a hurry, I think, and turn the ball over, which is what happened there, trying to get in the lane and force up a shot, and instead turn the ball back over to Riverside. Overall, though, a nice quarter for New Bremen as they extend out to a 15-point lead. See if they can continue with that here as we get started in the fourth quarter.
I've got a minute. I'll mention some of the coaches that have coached in this gym. There's a basket underneath.
Wade Offlick scored again. It's his 7th point. He started out really slow for Riverside. Has started to come on here late in the second half. Great pass.
Wild
inside.
Open as well for the basket.
Good look inside there by, I think it was Dan Homan with a cross-court pass. Wells now with 9.
Riverside has to pick up their dribble. Long with the basketball. Now Burchett. Cardinals up by 15. Burke with the basketball. Trying to go to 4-2 on the season. Long shot off the mark. Tried to save it, but it stays in bounds. Suchland comes up with it, gives it to Bornhorst. They'll try to trap him. Nolan too smart for that. Passes it all the way to Homan. He'll drive baseline, reverse layup.
Great shot there and drive by Dan Homan. 4 points now for him in the ball game.
Lead, I believe, the game high 17 now for the Cardinals. Offlick. Zumberger. He has 20 through the lane, off the mark. Gets the rebound, and he is fouled.
Using his speed to get through that lane. He'll draw another foul against Reese Bussey. It's number 2 on Bussey.
So he'll have a pair of free throws quickly. The coaches that have coached in this gym, Jerry Maxson had his last season here at 13-6. He had a good career here, 108. Jerry Fries coached for 4 years here. Burton Pfizer, 11 years, 139 wins and 92. Greg Maurer, a couple wins. Craig Griesdorn, 4 years. Gary Jones, 8 years. Last year was Tim Niekamp, finished again 14-8 in this gym. Again, that was from November of 68 to February of 99 in this gym.
Yeah, nice little part of the game tonight. Maxson, as you see the jumper there by Wells. Bert Pfizer and Maxson both sitting on the freshman, one on the freshman. Maxson was with the freshman group, and Bert Pfizer with the JV helping out with tonight's ball game.
Yeah, neat touch, and Holman tries to come up with a steal, and he will be fouled before the shot. And I think it'll be before the shot. Also, they did at halftime, it was off the camera. PA announcer Scott Fry mentioned anybody that has coached or played here in this gym to stand up, and it's pretty neat. There was a lot of people who had played here.
Yeah, you could tell it meant something to obviously a lot of people here in this town, and they showed up tonight, and it was, like you said, a good moment for the New Bremen faithful.
Shot off the mark by Homan. I talked to a few former players, and they're saying this is pretty neat. You know, even though almost all of them's been in here for a junior high or junior high game, but it's still seeing a high school game played here is neat, and then the girls game will be tomorrow afternoon. Is a little nostalgic here. Some good memory of good idea that New Bremen had by having this game. A shot will be before the shot. We will have a timeout, be a full timeout. And step aside, you're watching high school basketball at the old gym here at NKTelco Sports.
Hello, New Bremen. I'm Matt Everidge with NKTelco, and we're here for you for your cable, telephone, and internet services.
Hey, Minster. This is Nate Henry with NKTelco, and we're here for you for your existing cable TV, internet, and phone service.
Hey, New Knoxville. I am Wesley Meyer at NKTelco. We are here for you and your customer service needs.
Hey, Maria Stein. I'm Ken with NKTelco, and we are here for you with hometown pride.
Welcome back to Grand Lake Health presentation of NKTelco Sports. As we got a minute, let's look at the current standings here. First, we'll have the MAC boys standings, as most teams have just played one, and really a wide open MAC race, as a lot of teams lost a lot of top talent, but a lot of teams having good seasons so far.
Yeah, it should be really competitive, as it always is. You know, like you said, I don't know if there's a really clean-cut number one in the MAC. A lot of these teams are going to compete. It should be a lot of fun, as it normally is.
Also, we'll show the standings for, we'll do the standings for NWCC, which is Riverside's. We'll do that quickly. There's the MAC. Oh, there it is. As you see, the NWCC standings there. So, Bremen basketball leading by 17, 54-37, as Bornhorst, it is fouled. That's the 15th foul on Riverside. Zach Berkey will check back in the lineup.
That foul was against Brody Rhodes, his second.
Berkey tries to drive, almost loses it. Paul go around the perimeter. Three-ball Homan off the mark. Rebound Riverside. There'll be a foul on Homan. Also, it's probably neat for these current high school players, as they played here in junior high, and now they get to come back and play it in the gym that they played as junior high, and probably everything looks a little smaller than it did back then.
Yeah, except for maybe the freshman guys that played here earlier.
Yeah.
Probably very familiar with this court, but yeah, definitely for some of these juniors and seniors, a little throwback as well.
Yeah, the freshmen scrimmaged the JV in the first game here, as Riverside not able to field a JV game, and the freshman team hung tough there for a while, as you saw the block there by Homan. It was 26-26, but ultimately the JV prevailed 47-31. Offlick with a corner tray, long rebound. There's Zumberger again, pass underneath the Burke. He'll get a host of people, and he'll be fouled.
Foul's going to go against Zach Berkey, his second. Fourth team foul against New Bremen.
Caden Burke, 6'2" junior, will shoot a pair. Tomorrow, the girls game, the JV, I believe, is Marion Locals coming over for the JV game against New Bremen, and the varsity game will be New Bremen against Lehman here live on NKTelco Sports. Homan comes up with a rebound. 17-point lead for the Cardinals, trying to get victory number 4. Pass it underneath, and it will go to Riverside. We'd like to welcome everybody watching this live at the New Bremen American Legion and around the New Bremen area. Glad we can bring this throwback game to you on NKTelco Sports. We had the last game here at this gym back in February '99, and things have changed a little bit. Technology is a little better, and yeah, we have. Way back then, we had, I think, 2 VCR decks. I was the color guy, along with Tom Sharp was on play-by-play. As foul on there, it's Jaden Burchett will shoot 2.
It's the third foul now against Ryan Paul.
In that 1999 team, had 6 seniors on that team. Kurt Goodwin, Neil Schwartz, Joey Ritter, Brian Campbell, Chad Homan, and Jeff Quellhorst went 14-8. I believe a lot of those players won the MAC the year before that. Second shot here by Burchett. And it's in. (54-39). Bergman with the basketball, double team. It's full court pressure here by the Pirates. Bornhorst breaks it into the corner. It's Homan with the 3. Dan Homan. Full timeout on the floor. We'll step aside. We'll be right back on NKTelco Sports.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Welcome back to Grand Lakes Health presentation of NKTelco Sports. 3:21 to go. New Bremen with an 18-point lead.
Yeah, it's really been, it's really been all New Bremen here in the second half. Did a nice job of executing their offense. Defensive pressure has been much better by New Bremen. They've been able to convert those into some quick baskets. As you see, another jump ball there created. They've really just felt like their intensity on the defensive side has went up another notch since halftime.
If you're just catching this live and you want to see the whole a replay of it, it'll be replayed again at 11 o'clock tonight. Also, they'll be replayed on Sunday at noon, the 29th. You can watch all the games on demand on the NKTelco Sports Facebook page and on NKTelco.com. As a runner there by Affleck.
And I've seen a different player come out of the locker room from Wade Affleck. He's really asserted himself here in the second half. He has 9 points.
Only senior on this team. Grade said all 9 of his points in the second half. Bornhorst finds Homan for the basket.
Nice dive to the basket there by Homan and a good find by Nolan Bornhorst.
Long shot off to Mark Berkey, comes up with it. Gets it to Bergman. 2:24 to go, and it looks like New Bremen is going to win this throwback game. Bornhorst up and under, rolls out, gets his own rebound, loses it. Riverside comes up with it. Burchett with the basketball. Coming up on 2 minutes to go, Zumberger passes underneath there to Whitaker. He'll draw the foul.
That foul was on number 3, Zach Berkey. That's his 3rd foul, the 16th foul for New Bremen. So Riverside will be shooting the bonus the rest of the way out.
Bremen is able to get the first one. There is Whitaker. New Bremen's next game will be on Friday night at Versailles as they get back to the MAC, and then they travel to Massanutten Valley. Our next NKTelco Sports game will be against Minster in mid-January. Also, the games against Marion, the boys and the girls games, will be on NKTelco Sports as well. You can check out the schedule on NKTelco.com. Bornhorst tries to drive baseline, will run it out. Cardinals in no hurry here. 3-pointer, Bornhorst with another basket.
And Nolan Bornhorst just having a really solid all-around ball game. Great jumper from the corner there. Another 3 that gives him 23 points now in the ball game.
3 ball in by Burchett. Minute to go. Berkey will try the 3. Off the mark. Rebound by Riverside. Outlet pass to Zumberger. Zumberger guarded by Bornhorst. Two of them have over 40 points between them. And that's saved there. Berkey with the run out. Too strong. Tip by Suchlin, and then he'll be fouled on the rebound. So Suchlin will shoot 2.
Foul's going to be on number 33, Wade Offlick, his second foul, the team's 6th.
6'4" senior Logan Suchlin, short on the first one. So we have some substitutions in the ballgame. Benwell's in the game, number 12 for the Cardinals. Suchlin makes it the second one. I believe he's in double figures now with 10. 63-45. Looks like New Bremen's going to be successful in their first game in this gym since '99. First varsity game as that is kicked away.
Checking in for the Cardinals, wearing jersey number 40,
Nathan Rindler, number 40, is sophomore into the game. Down to under 30 seconds to go. Cardinals go to 4-2. Riverside will fall to 1-8. Stolen away there by Paul. Berkey comes up with it. Now Bergman with the basketball. 10 seconds. They will dribble it out. Throwback basketball here at the old New Bremen gym. The New Bremen Cardinals win our score on our First National Bank scoreboard. They win 63-45. New Bremen now 4-2 on the season. The Riverside Pirates fall to 1-8. Good crowd here at this throwback game. We'll be back with the final stats when we return on NKTelco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Plygem Residential Solutions is part of Cornerstone Building Brands, North America's largest manufacturer of exterior building products, and the success of our company is directly related to the contributions of our employees. We are currently looking for machine operators, maintenance technicians, forklift operators, and more to join our growing team at our facility in Sydney, Ohio. Plygem offers competitive pay, a full benefits package, as well as opportunities for bonus pay and long-term advancement. Become a part of our strong foundation.
At CAPT, we use Hometown Opportunity to make sure that when we have a position open within the facility, it gets put on the website.
We've really been excited to see how that has grown so much over the last several years.
If anyone is looking for a job, it's the best place to go.
We really want to do whatever we can to get folks that are from this community back to this area.
I would recommend any manufacturing company that they take a look at it. It's a very good benefit for companies at no cost.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course. It's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza. Come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Welcome back to Grand Lake Health's presentation of NKTelco Sports here at the old New Bremen High School gym. We had a throwback game. Hope you enjoyed it here on NKTelco Sports as the New Bremen Cardinals won 63-45 on our First National Bank scoreboard. With the final numbers, Mr. Greg Burney.
Thanks, Dave. As you mentioned, a good game here tonight here at the old gym. As you see our final stats there. Pretty solid game both ways. New Bremen a little edge there on more field goal attempted and made. Really the change of the game, the bigger advantage in the second half for New Bremen. They had a lot of turnovers in the first half, 10 in the first half, able to hold that to just 5 in the second half. Really made a big difference, along with them shooting the ball pretty well in the second half as well. Individual scoring goes like this. First for the visitors, John Zumberger led the way for Riverside with 24 points. Wade Offlick with 9. Burchett with 5, Walker Whitaker with 4, and Caden Burke with 3. For the home team, the New Bremen Cardinals, they were led by Nolan Bornhorst with 23, Patrick Wells with 11, Logan Suchland 10, Dan Homan 9, Reese Bussey 6, Trevor Bergman 2, and Zach Berkey also with 2.
So the Bremen goes to 4-2 overall. Riverside falls to 1-8. You know, nice ball game for the Cardinals, but the game is about the environment, the old gym, and it was a neat atmosphere, and Cardinals did nothing to disappoint. Had a nice crowd here. Just a good night at the old high school gym.
Yeah, it was a nice venue, as you said. You know, good crowd. Some nice recognitions, you know, throughout the night here at the game. Some good review of some stats from the good old days. And just a fun night, like you mentioned, and a good way to send off the old gym, if that's what we want to call it. But yeah, good crowd here, good environment, just a lot of fun.
The girls will play here tomorrow afternoon. I made a mistake earlier, it'll not be covered live, it'll be replayed. Check our schedule on NKTelco Sports. This game, if you're watching live, will be replayed again at 11 o'clock tonight. Talk about our player of the game. What can you say the senior Norland Bornhorst with the monster game?
Yeah, comes out with 23 points. Led scores for New Bremen. As you saw, a good shot there of the defender on the other side, John Zumberger, who also had a good game. But on Nolan's side, did a little bit of everything. You know, he did a good job working the ball in the paint. He showed the repertoire from the outside, knocking down some threes. Did a nice job running the point at times too and distributing. So just a solid ball game from Nolan. You know, something that he's built as his high school careers went on, and he showed it here again tonight. And congratulations, Nolan, player of the game.
Congratulations. Also thanks to NKTelco for sponsoring our Player of the Game award. I'd like to thank our NKTelco Sports crew, our director tonight, Scott Robinson, assisted by Patrick Toller. On camera tonight, Jacob Johns, Mark Fissel, and Kyle Prenger. My partner, Greg Burney, I'm Dave Kanapke. Glad you enjoyed this throwback game as New Bremen wins for the first time in this gym since 1999. The final score is 63-45. Thanks for watching on NKTelco Sports.